the reason I think that this property is so special and needs to be protected is a big part of it is that this shoreline is the last remaining Alvar shoreline on Lake Dalrymple. So you can see these kind of cliffs along here. It also has a whole mixture of other different habitats. So it's got wooded swamps, it's got Alvar, it has treed Alvar, and it's just a really large parcel, so it has a lot of different habitats on it. It also is providing breeding habitat for many birds that use these specific landscapes, but also habitat for migratory birds, so birds that are kind of either flying north or south depending on the season. They're able to stop here to fuel up before they move on to their breeding season or back down to their non-breeding range. And so yeah, this definitely provides a lot of habitat for those species, and it's not just the land here and the Alvar and the shoreline itself, but it's also the near-shore ecosystem, because that wouldn't be disturbed if this was all protected. So that means that that ecosystem would stay intact and still provide that staging ground for mostly waterfowl at this point. So today we were able to see things like trumpeter swans, Canada geese, wood ducks, we had black-crowned night heron and great egrets, blue-winged teal, a whole bunch of different things, belted kingfishers, pied-billed grebe. So just a really, really exciting set of wildlife to see today. And those birds are staying here at the moment to fuel up to be able to then fly south and complete their migration. It's also a really valuable part of the Carden Conservation Corridor. So conservation corridors or ecological corridors are essentially a way of making it so that wildlife and species can move through the ecosystem. So you can have a more resilient ecosystem because wildlife can get from one place to another if there are changes. Ecosystems are always dynamic, so if there's a change in one part, they're able to go to another part and then come back to it as needed. And within those corridors, you need large tracts of land that can be areas where wildlife come from. So it's an area where they're safe and they can breed, and then they can spread out into the wider landscape, and then they can move through green spaces and protected areas, smaller protected areas, to other large pieces of land. So this would provide one of those, a really big part of that within the Carden corridor, and it's one of the few that would be to the west of that corridor, especially on this side of Lake Dalrymple. So it's a really big, important piece of that conservation corridor. So one of the ways that you can help is to donate to protect this land, and you can do that by going to the Christian Conservancy website or calling our office. And yeah, every little bit helps, and if you can be a part of helping protect this, then it would be an amazing thing to do.